This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, welcome back everyone. This is the last video of the series which I have created for sharing my thoughts or my views about the points that you should be aware of even before deciding to get into the IT business analyst role. These are pretty basic things which you should be aware is what I think. Okay, and in this particular video, we will try to touch upon this point on the training part. So in my previous video, I did try to cover about how you can actually learn a lot of things without even going for some training, and which learning all those things through the available resources, you can eventually even get into a job. But just in case if you expect some sort of structured learning to understand things better, some sort of professional guidance, etc., then okay, maybe you can opt for some training options. So here I want to talk about what are the things that you should keep in your mind before deciding which training institute to join. Okay, so I try to summarize it in five major points. We'll try to uh, look into those aspects right now. The first thing is beware of false promises, because there are a lot of institutes which talk about placement guarantee, placement assurance, and things like that. These are just marketing gimmicks, because it's not like these institutes are actually shortlisting some 10 candidates out of 100 candidates, thereby increasing the chances of being able to place these 10 people. That's not the way, right? What they do is they just take in whoever pays the money, and then without having an idea of their prior understanding or learning abilities of the candidates, nothing, they just take the candidates and they claim to place every candidate. That's not something which really happens in the real world. So it's just a sort of a marketing ploy and doesn't really happen in the real world that way. So your decision making should be focusing based on the content that you're going to learn rather than such false claims. So stay away from such institutes. The second thing is pay for value added knowledge. What do we mean by that? You should not pay for things which you can learn elsewhere, right? So if I tell you that there are 10 techniques or methods which can be used for this particular activity which you do as an IT business analyst, then you might as well know what are these 10 techniques just by doing a random Google search. What value you should get from a trainer is to understand which of these 10 techniques are most often used and in what sort of projects and why, and which of those techniques are never ever used. Now this is the real value add that you get. Or talking about what are the major pitfalls that you can have, or the challenges that you face as a BA, and how you can get through those. Or having some sort of hands-on learning, practical insights based learning. Maybe there's a BA who has worked in that particular field for a lot number of years. He or she knows a lot of stuff as to what really happens in the projects out there, and then based on that they share that particular content with you. That is something which you may not be able to easily find on the net or any other sources. So that is what you should really be looking for in these uh, trainer based learnings. Okay. The next thing is avoiding excessive filler content. What do I mean by filler content again? Uh, for example, let's say that there is a particular training instructor. He has a content worth of just 2 3 weeks of time. Now he feels that okay, this 2 3 weeks of time I might not really be able to charge beyond this extent, so drag let me extend this to 2 months or 3 months. And how do I do that? I try to add in things which are not really required or which are very easily available. Something like maybe I'll spend 2 weeks totally on SQL, and then 2 weeks totally on a particular tool which is used as a business analyst, or 3 weeks on something else. So by doing this, I'm extending the course duration so that I can charge you more. But in fact, you can learn about SQL all by yourself by just following one or two websites like W3 Schools, or you can learn about a particular tool just by watching tutorial videos on YouTube. You really need to pay this trainer for this. So look into these sort of things and be wary about what is happening and avoid investing in such redundant content. Okay, that's point number two, or rather three. The next thing is seek feedback from the former trainees. Okay, so ask for details of those people who got trained and talk to those people to understand what did they learn and what are they using in the current job where they got placed. And if your instructor or if your training institute tells that, we have some confidentiality reasons because of which we cannot share these details of the former trainees and all, now you should understand that this is just a lame excuse that is being given to you. Okay, the other point that you should also be looking for is the urgency that they create. There'll be some training institutes which will tell you that you should join within next 2 3 days so that we can give you a discount, or we have our next batch starting within a week's time, so please register as early as possible. Now these are just, again, uh, things which they are doing to make you pay money at the earliest. So here the focus for them is to get the money, not to really teach you something important. So don't fall for it. Okay. Be aware of these things and avoid falling into those traps. And also your focus should be on acquiring knowledge and skill sets. And you should go for that particular option which really gives you best value for your money, not just something which is looking to extract money from you as much as possible and as soon as possible. So these are some of the things which you should be keeping in your mind when you're planning to go for any training institute. And also, yeah, one more point I got reminded is that there will be certain training institutes which somehow get your details. Maybe you yourself have gone to them, or they got from somewhere else, or you have added or email ID somewhere. Now they keep constantly bombarding with you with a lot of mails and calls and all, telling that we have this batch starting, or these many students have joined, etc., etc. Almost every other week or every other 2 weeks, they keep on contacting you and giving these details. The reason being, so that they can be at the top of your mind, so that whenever you decide to join, that will be the first option that comes to your mind. Now again, this is a pure marketing stuff. Don't go for such things. Focus on content, focus on the instructor, focus on what you'll learn, which you may not be able to get elsewhere, and have these as the deciding factors for joining the right training institute. Okay, so these were the points which I wanted to share. And of course, apart from this particular question, uh, and the other questions which I covered in the previous videos, you might have a few more queries to decide about the ITBA role. So you can definitely contact me on in LinkedIn by dropping in a message, or maybe you can drop in a mail, and maybe we can have those things sorted out. Okay, hope these set of videos which I've created have really helped you in taking the right decision, and all the best for your future career prospects. Thanks everyone.